Hello and welcome back to the follow-up video for our damaged travel trailer. I'll give you a quick recap of what happened, the reasons it happened, and the outcome. You'll really want to stick around for the outcome so that you know what to expect if this happens to you. All right, let's jump right in. No shit. There I was. On vacation with my family, having a great time. We were about 1/3 of the way through our vacation on the way to our second location. We came up to an 18-mile long construction zone and we were stopped by a flagger. We had to sit and wait for the pilot car to escort us through the construction zone. Now it's summer in Alaska, so there were travel trailers in front and behind us. We started following the pilot car and they were doing roughly about 20 miles per hour. This is a major highway in Alaska. Let me pause for a minute because the first comments are always, you overloaded the trailer. It's a brand new travel trailer, 2021 Springdale by Keystone. We haven't had the time to accumulate lots of junk for the trailer yet. In the underbed storage, we had a few camping chairs, tackle boxes, and about 5 fishing poles. We also had other small items like clothes and shoes. In the front under storage, we had all of your basics, like sewer hoses, freshwater hoses, and 2 large electrical cables. Plus a couple dog bone adapters. Our generator's way too large to fit, so it rides in the bed of the truck. Our tools also stay in the bed of the truck. I estimate that we added around 200 pounds to the front of the trailer, so let me know in the comments if you travel with more weight than that. Let's not forget to mention that all the tanks, including the fresh water, were empty. We were staying at campgrounds that had full hookups, so we didn't need to travel with water in the tanks. Back to the story. Now we were following the pilot car, and it was going about 20 miles per hour. When the road changed from hard road to gravel, there was a dip. When we went over that dip, the front of the trailer went down and we did not see the front come back up. We pulled over as soon as we got a chance, and then we saw this. We got it to a small towing company and gas station in Alaska, basically out in the middle of nowhere. And then we saw this, another trailer with the same exact problem. Another trailer. The towing company said that they see this all the time, probably 5 times a month here in Alaska. We called the dealer where we bought the trailer and left multiple messages and sent pictures and even text the salesman that we bought it from. We got no replies for 2 days. We were just trying to call them to find out if the extended warranty we bought through them would cover something like this, but it seemed like they were avoiding our calls. All right, let's move on to why this happened. Cheap built frames. All right, as much as I'd like to just end it right there and say it's just cheap frames, which it is, but we'll move on to a few other things that I found out. The towing company where we left it claimed that every frame that they found that was bent or damaged was actually built by Lippert. On the military base here at Fort Wainwright, they have 15 RVs that you can rent for a weekend getaway. Currently, all 15 of these RVs you can't rent because they have frame damage. All of the frames are built by Lippert. So we called Lippert to explain our situation, and they said they have never, ever heard of this situation happening with one of their frames. Digging in a little further, we actually did some research and we went down and actually measured some of the brand new frames that were built by Lippert, and it seems that any frame for any trailer that we found that was between 12 foot and 40 feet were all built with 1/8 inch steel. Now, I'm not sure if that's industry standard. If you know, then leave it down in the comments if that's a standard in this industry. We called Lippert back and told them the research that we found, and they said they've never heard of that. They've never heard of a frame bend. And if it's ever happened, it's probably due to an accident. So they said it's probably handled through their insurance, and that's why they never hear of it. Then the guy on the phone went on to explain that if there is any frame issues, it's not on them, it's on the manufacturer, because they only build the frames to the manufacturer's specs. So if the manufacturer requests a frame that's 30 feet long, they want it to be a certain weight, then that's what Lippert builds. That kind of made sense to me, so I just moved on. So with all that being said, the number one issue is that the manufacturers are more concerned with building lighter travel trailers so people can tow with half tons than stronger frames. All right, my number 2 issue is weight distribution hitches. I know this is going to be controversial, and no, I'm not saying that weight distribution hitches are bad. I'm only saying that if you have a weak point in the frame, a weight distribution hitch can add to that. While doing all this research, I did find that weight distribution hitches do have a link to bent frames. It's not all the time, but weight distribution hitches are installed on most travel trailers that have bent frames. When using a weight distribution hitch, your end goal is to reduce tongue weight or hitch weight. So you'll remove weight here and distribute it back here. There's way too much to discuss on this topic, so I'll make another video shortly on weight distribution and anti-sway hitches. All right, moving on to the outcome. First, and by far the worst company that we've dealt with, is Keystone in this whole process. I called Keystone, and of course, again, another company claims that they have never heard of this happening. It's never happened to one of their travel trailers, never been reported. Ever. They quickly dismissed it and claimed that if it did bend, then it's an insurance issue. They claimed that because I drove it through a construction site or, quote, off-road, that I voided any kind of structural warranty from them, and it would have to be handled through insurance. They basically said bye and quickly got off the phone. I decided to call back again and record the conversation. I didn't let them know I was recording it, but I got the same answer. That because I drove off-road or through a construction site, I voided their structural warranty and I would have to go through an insurance claim. I was planning on posting that call on this video, but after talking to a lawyer, they advised against it. Then I called the lawyer and the family, and they also advised against it because I didn't get their consent to record before I talked to them. I called them back and told them that I was going to record them so I could share the information with my insurance to show them that it was actually an insurance claim. They put me on hold, said they had to talk to their manager, and left me on hold for 4 hours before I was disconnected. I called back and again told them that I was recording the conversation so I could let my insurance company know that it was an insurance claim, and I was again put on hold until I decided to hang up a couple hours later. That was my experience with trying to deal with the structural warranty from Keystone. All right, number 2, Lippert. The customer service at Lippert, they were really nice. They answered questions that I had politely and were never rude and got off the phone real quick or anything like that. They again repeated that they had never heard of a Lippert frame issue, even though I've read lots of class action lawsuits on Lippert frames. They pushed all the blame to the manufacturers and said again that they just build the frames to the spec that the manufacturer requests. Those requests come in form of length, price, and weight. They said they build the frames to the requested specifications, and they have no idea how much weight the manufacturer is going to put on the trailer. This all kind of made sense, so I moved on to number 3, which is the dealer that we bought the trailer from. We bought an extended warranty through them to cover things like this. We called the dealer multiple times over a 2-day period and were either put on hold or told that they would call back. I even texted the salesman directly to his personal phone, told him the problem, and even sent him pictures of the issue that we were having. Again, we received no calls back. Finally, they answered the phone and actually discussed it with us after 2 days of calling. They said that the extended warranty that we purchased through them for issues like this would not cover the problem. It wouldn't cover a bent frame because we had driven, quote, off-road or through a construction area on a major highway with the weight distribution hitch connected. Could you imagine the thousands of travel trailers out there on the road in the summer months, pulling it over at every construction zone where there's no shoulder in the side of the road and disconnecting their weight distribution hitches and blocking traffic because they're not designed to actually drive through a construction area? As you could imagine, this really blew my mind and pissed me off. So I decided just to get off the phone and move on. Okay, so the outcome. Here's what happened. None of our warranties or extended warranties that we purchased would cover anything. The manufacturer of the trailer and the frame wouldn't help out at all. They didn't even want to discuss it. They left us hanging high and dry. I don't think I'll be buying anything built from either one of these companies in the future. The one company that really stepped up was Geico, our insurance company. They seemed to handle it. They didn't want us to stress out about it. They said they'd take care of everything. They'd have it all welded back up. So we were really impressed with Geico. If I could recommend one thing in this whole situation is make sure you have good insurance. So here we go. Check this out. Here's the fix. As you can see, this is the 1/8 inch steel that the manufacturer uses all down the frame. 1/8 inch steel. Now the welder we found, he was going to use 1/4 inch steel. He said he would not even do the repair using 1/8 inch steel. So he was going to use a 1/4-inch steel to do the repairs. We opted to pay out of pocket to have 5/16 steel used, so we would have 0 issues moving forward. Look at the difference in thickness in that steel and this right here. So as you can see, we tow this travel trailer with a dually. So we had one issue is when we would take sharp turns, the propane tank cover here would come really close to hitting the wheel wells of the dually. Never actually hit, but it got really close a few times. So we told the welder about this problem, that the tanks were too close to the wheel wells when we were turning. So we actually asked him to extend the front of the trailer. Because he was using 5/16 steel, it wouldn't be an issue. We asked him to extend the front of the trailer by 6 inches. We were really excited about this to get it moved forward, but we did have one issue. Yes, he did extend it 6 inches, but he extended everything, as you see here, forward. So it's still just as close to the truck as it was before, but now there's a gap behind the battery tray and the trailer. All the additional space is right here where it's not needed. I guess I could finally mount a generator or something there. But now it's actually so close that I can't even open my tailgate. With the hitch connected, the tailgate actually comes back and hits this jack. So for now, I guess the easiest fix is going to be to unbolt that and turn this sideways. So temporarily, that's a temporary fix until we can figure something else out. That was supposed to be kind of an upgrade, but I'm a little disappointed with it. I am really happy with the welds and the thickness of the steel and the overall work that the welder did. I guess he just really didn't grasp the concept of what I was looking for. And because he was about 600 miles away, it was hard for me to go down and check and explain exactly what I wanted. Back when the trailer was stock, I've seen those mounts that you can bolt on and mount a generator holder just above this, put a generator tray just up here. And I've seen people drive around like that, and I haven't seen any issues. So it blows my mind that this frame bent without doing anything like that. And I see some people with kayaks and bicycles and generators mounted up front and all this stuff. If you have anything mounted to the front of your travel trailer, let me know if you had any upgrades done to the frame or any reinforcement done before you decided to do that. Thanks for all the support I got. I received about 100 emails with different pictures of the same thing happening to other people's trailers. It's really a stressful thing to go to, so I hope none of you have to go through it. But if you do, now you kind of know where you stand with these companies. Let me know down in the comments what's the worst thing that you've had to go through with your trailer. This is by far the worst we've had to go through with any trailer we've owned. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.